ranking the best offensive line in Madden 24. We are back here updating my best offensive line rankings in Madden 24. In today's video, we're gonna be going over a run blocking lineup, a pass blocking, and then finally an overall what I think is the best offensive line. And we're gonna go ahead and get it started right here at left tackle. And actually, there's something we gotta do before we get into the run block lineup. These two cards right here should be in your lineup no matter what if you want the overall best team possible. And they're gonna be backups now, but honestly, if you're a budget baller, you can get away with starting him. That's going to be Charles Cross at left tackle right here. He gives an AKA motivator chem that makes your entire team better. So he has to be a part of the best offensive line possible, man. His stats aren't really the best right now, but again, man, gives that AKA motivator chem, and I think he's still somewhat usable. So if you want to use him, you can. And finally, at center right here, we do have to go with Country Strong. It's the same exact thing I just said about Charles Cross, right? He just gives the AKA motivator chem that is just so valuable. Makes your entire team better. I believe they give like +1 pass block power, +1 pass block finesse, which we'll get into the ratings that matter for offensive line next. And we're gonna get started with left tackle right here. Left tackle, this is the run block lineup. It was Joe Thomas, and Joe Thomas had a little bit, he had a little bit of competition like Ronnie Stanley. Laramie Tunzel wasn't the best run blocker. Really, it was Ronnie Stanley. Joe Thomas this time, ratings that matter for offensive linemen. So strength matters a little bit. 93 strength has good strength. Awareness matters on the center, in my opinion. Every other position, really not. Now, pass block power, pass block finesse, that is the rating that matter for offensive linemen from a pass blocking standpoint. If you think about it, it makes sense because pass block power, pass block finesse goes up against power moves and finesse moves. And then on the run blocking side of things, run block is the rating that matters. Run block power, run block finesse does nothing. And that makes sense as well because run block goes up against the defender's block shed rating. Now, we look at Joe Thomas, it was just as simple as he has the highest run block, he's over 300 pounds, and also he has 93 strength. So for me, he was the best run blocking left tackle in the game. And now after that, we are going to move on to left guard. Left guard was also pretty easy. It was the Ruben Brown. If we just go over the top options, right? He has 93 strength, he's over 300 pounds, and also has the highest run block with 93. And we'll just go Russ Grimm, he has higher run block. Bruce Matthews, he has more strength, more run block. Cody White here, he has more strength, more run block. And really like the top three like guards in the game, it was really like Ruben Brown, Russ Grimm, and Bruce Matthews battling for the spot. And now we're gonna go over to center right here. Center was kind of tough. I went with Alex Mack, and I think he's insane value right now with 198K. Kind of crazy. He's 6'4", 311. His main competitions was Kevin Glover, I think Marquise Pouncey, just a little bit past his time, and there's really only 390 rated centers in the game. But we look at Kevin Glover, right? What you're gonna notice is they have the same exact run block, same exact strength. The way I decided this one was Alex Mack is significantly like bigger than Kevin Glover, right? And Kevin Glover not being over 300 pounds, he does have a little bit more like what's called physical stats on Alex Mack. But for me, overall run block, like it's a toss up for me. I went Alex Mack because I'm valuing the lineman over 300 pounds than I am a little bit more like, speed, acceleration, especially when it's not like significant. We'll get into later like some cards that I think are absolutely insane though. But yeah, that's why I did that. And Alex Mack is going to be our run blocking center. Now at right guard right here, this was another like really tough one. I went with Will Shields, but right guard is something that has a lot of competition, man. So we're just gonna go one by one. So Bill Fralick right here. Bill Fralick has +1 strength. Will Shields has the +1 run block, and also he is over 300 pounds. Bill Fralick isn't. That is why I went Will Shields over Bill Fralick. And then with Logan Mankins, it was actually just, it was tough, man. Will Shields has one more strength, equal run block, and they're both over 300 pounds. I think this is kind of a wash, but for me, I slightly went Will Shields in the run blocking department. And with Robert Hunt right here, it's just simple. He had more strength and more run block, and also was over 300 pounds with them. So I just think overall, man, Will Shields had the best run blocking stats out the bunch. Now for right tackle right here, it is going to go ahead and be Team Diamond Lincoln Kennedy as well. This was another really close one. He's 6'6", 335, 91 strength, 93 run block this time. Kind of crazy. Now when we look at his competition, right, we had John Runyon, who is one less run block and also equal strength. So again, this isn't like it's closer than you would think, right? And also they're like equal player model too, so it's a wash, man. It's a wash. It's just +1 run block. Besides that, man, there was really no competition for Lincoln Kennedy. And yeah, boys, this was my run blocking offensive line right here. Just to review: Lincoln Kennedy at right tackle, Will Shields right guard, Alex Mack center, Ruben Brown left guard, and Joe Thomas at left tackle. Now we're gonna go ahead and get into the pass blocking offensive line right here. At left tackle does change a little bit. It actually is is going to be Ronnie Stanley this time. So we compare him to Joe Thomas right here. So you could also make the argument that Joe Thomas should be on here. I wouldn't say you're wrong. 6'6", 315 for Ronnie Stanley, but what you're gonna notice is he has +1 pass block power on Joe Thomas and equal pass block finesse. So overall, he is the better pass blocker, but Joe Thomas does have 4 strength too, which I do think it does play a little bit of a role in pass block. So you could make the argument that Joe Thomas is better. And besides that, really Ronnie Stanley, like when we look at Remy Tunzel, he had more +2 pass block finesse, equal pass block power, and really no one else really came close to him. So yeah, that's why Ronnie Stanley is my best pass blocking left tackle. And now at left guard right here, this was probably the toughest one. I went with Bruce Matthews. This is the field pass reward that we're pretty close to getting if you've been keeping up with your dailies. First off, let's compare him to Ruben Brown real quick. So he has equal pass block power, but +1 pass block finesse. But again, Ruben Brown does have the strength on him. So I could see you saying that it should have been Ruben Brown. Now after that, we do get Russ Grimm. Russ Grimm again with +2 strength, but this time it's +3 pass block power in Bruce Matthews' favor, but Russ Grimm has +2 pass block finesse. So for me, Bruce Matthews won that by 1 point with the pass block power. So left guard from a pass blocking standpoint, really close with everyone. And with center right here, I did once again go with Alex Mack at center. We compare him to Kevin Glover right here. He has +2 pass block power, and again, Kevin Glover has +1 pass block finesse, and also Alex Mack is over 300 pounds. So for me, like 2 things went in Alex Mack's favor. So he was my center 1. And at right guard right here, we once again went with Will Shields. So Will Shields this time, let's compare him to Bill Fralick from a pass blocking standpoint, +2 pass block power and equal pass block finesse. Bill Fralick does have +1 strength though. When we look at Logan Mankins just didn't have the pass block finesse. It was a +5 advantage for Will Shields. That's why he won that. And with Robert Hunt right here, he actually had more pass block power, but again, the pass block finesse was not there for Robert Hunt. That is why we went with Will Shields. And at right tackle right here, we do have a little bit of a switch up. We do have John Runyon this time. So John Runyon, really Darnell Wright really isn't even in the battle, and same with 90 overall Lincoln Kennedy, but 92 Lincoln Kennedy right here. When we look at him, right, equal strength. This time it was actually a wash. I kind of lied. It was a wash. So I just went with John Runyon because they're like bare minimal difference, and I want to cover both of them, right? So Lincoln Kennedy had +1 pass block power, but John Runyon had +1 pass block finesse. I think the balance of the pass block power, pass block finesse is a little bit better. It's 91-91 compared to 92-90. Very small difference. You won't notice the difference between the two in the pass block, honestly, but I did want to go ahead and put John Runyon on one of these. And yeah, boys, just to review the pass blocking offensive line real quick. At left tackle, we have Ronnie Stanley. Left guard, we have Bruce Matthews, Alex Mack at center, Will Shields at right guard, and John Runyon at right tackle. Now we're going to be going over what I think is overall the best offensive line in the game, what I would do. And we're going to get started right here at left tackle. For left tackle, it is going to go ahead and be Joe Thomas. I was saying Joe Thomas could have won both the run block and the pass block, but his strength, his pass block power, his pass block finesse, and run block just overall has top end tackle stats in the game. So for me, Joe Thomas is going to be my left tackle 1. Now this is a major switch up right here. We're going with the card that didn't win best run block, didn't win best pass block for left guard. And the reason for that is I think the value of physical stats on guard is the most important, because a lot of times your guard is the one that's pulling. I'm having a little bit of a budget option right here. I think Steve Avila is the best guard in the game. Now, when we look at his stats and everything, right? His awareness really isn't good, but again, I think that really only matters for the center. His strength isn't top end. His pass block power, his pass block finesse, his run block isn't top end. So what in the world makes this card top end in my opinion, right? So we're gonna go ahead and view him in the database right here. It's the 87 speed, 86 acceleration. I think this is just absolutely insane. The reason why I think this is insane though, right? When he is pulling, he is going to like get up in there, right? Like he's not gonna be slow. You're not gonna have to wait on your guard. And I just think that is so valuable. I like my guards being fast a lot. That's one of the ratings that I value the most on my guard. So that is why Steve Avila is here for me at left guard. I really value that. From a stat standpoint, it's probably Ruben Brown. But for me, man, I like Steve Avila the best. Now at center right here, he won the best pass block. He won the best run block. I think it's easily Alex Mack. Again, for Kevin Glover, the one thing that I just think really didn't go in his favor is just being under 300 pounds, man. I think the linemen over 300 pounds play a lot better, and they don't get like ran through, right? Like I feel like when I had John Madden at left tackle, when I have these smaller player models, right, they just get like the bull rush animation a lot. And at right guard right here, we're once again throwing another curveball, man. We are not going with Bill Fralick. We're not going with Logan Mankins. We're not going with Will Shields, who won the best pass block and best run block. We are going with Joe Tippmann. And it's really what I just said about Steve Avila as well. Really value that speed on the guard, man. He's 88 strength, not the best strength in the world, not the best pass block power, not the best pass block finesse, not the best run block, but it's honestly not bad. He has 89 pass block power, 89 pass block finesse, 90 run block. But again, right here, man, the thing I'm valuing a lot on him, right? We'll pull him up in the database again. 87 speed, 90 acceleration. So both of our guards right here, they can both pull and they're both really, really fast. So like I said, man, for me, that is why these two guards made it and Will Shields and Ruben Brown didn't. Just really valuing that speed for pulling guards, man. And finally, at right tackle right here, I think it's a toss-up between Lincoln Kennedy and John Runyon. You could say either or, but I'm gonna slightly give it to Lincoln Kennedy. I mean, they were a wash in the pass game and Lincoln Kennedy was a little bit better in the run game. So for me, man, Lincoln Kennedy, 92 overall, going to be the best right tackle. And finally, look at him again, man, 91 strength, 92 pass block power, 90 pass block finesse, and 93 run block. And yeah, boys, this has been my thoughts on the best offensive linemen in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know what you agree with, what you disagree with. Let me know who you're rocking out as your offensive line. Again, maybe it's a little bit of a hot take to have Joe Tippmann and Steve Avila right here, but again, man, I'm just valuing that speed at guard. I hope y'all did enjoy this video though, man. If you did, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Also, if you want to watch me use some of these cards live, maybe talk about this live, make sure to hit that noti bell on YouTube to be notified when I'm live over here, or check the links in the description. Hit that Twitch with a follow. We have been streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. Would love to see y'all pop in some streams, man. But if you guys do want another video to watch, check this one out right here because I ranked my top 10 cards in Madden 24.